Hello friends, this video on tissues part 4 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now again let us have a quick look that where are the meristematic tissues actually found. Now, as I mentioned, they are found in only some specific regions of the plant where the growth is more. The growth is prominent. Now, based on which region of the plant meristematic tissues are found, they are classified into 3 types. Okay, so depending upon where the meristematic tissue is located, we will again classify them into 3 categories. So what are the 3 categories? The first one is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and the last one is lateral meristem. So these are the 3 types of meristem depending upon where they are found. So we will discuss about each of these types in detail one by one. But let us quickly look at the location where they are found. As the name suggests, apical meristem. Apical. It is derived from the word apex. Apex means tip. So the meristem which is found in the tip of the plant, somewhere around the tip of a plant, they are apical meristem. Okay, then intercalary. What is intercalary? The meristem which are found somewhere in between. Inter means something in between. We say intercellular. That means between the cells. So it is a meristem which is found which must be located in between something. So we will look that in the next slide. Then we have lateral meristem. So maybe these kind of meristem are situated laterally. So laterally again decides the position of something. So now let us have a quick look at the next slide to see what are these 3 types of meristem. So let us first look at the apical meristem. As the name suggests, it is present at the apex, that is at the tips. So it is present at the root and stem tips. So it results in root and stem length increase. So this meristem will actually result in growth of the plant, be it primary growth or secondary growth. So the apical meristem, it is present at the apex. That means it is present at the tip of this stem and also at the tip of the root. So therefore it will cause an increase in length of the root, it will cause an increase in length of the stem. So it is actually causing a primary growth, right? Now this increase in root and shoot length occurs due to cell division and cell enlargements, right? The cell keeps on dividing, so new cells will be formed, so which will result in an increase in growth, and also due to cell enlargement, the cells will also increase in size. So the increase in cell number and increase in cell size both together will result in an increase in length of the stem or an increase in length of the root, right? So this was the apical meristem. Let us now look at the intercalary meristem. What does an intercalary meristem do? First, let us look at where is it present. It is present at the base of leaves and internodes of twigs. So where is it actually located? It is located at the base of the leaves and internodes of twigs. Now what do I mean by twigs? When you look at a plant, it will have the stem. The stem will give rise to branches. Right? These branches will again give rise to twigs. The twigs will give rise to twiglets and so on. This is how it happens, right? So these kind of meristem are present at the base of the leaves somewhere here. And they are also present at the internodes of twigs. Now the stem of the plant is divided into nodes and internodes. If you look at a plant, you would see some regions like this. Right? So these regions are known as nodes, and these regions are known as internodes, and these are the places from where the branches are arising, right? So this meristem actually help in the growth of the leaves and the growth of the twigs. So intercalary, as the name suggests, intercalary are present in the internodes. That is why the name intercalary. So from internodes you will have the twigs you will also have the leaves. So it will actually help in the growth of the branches, which will again give rise to twigs and twiglets, right? So it helps in the growth of the plant that ways. So the apical meristem is increasing the root and the stem. So it is actually increasing the length of the stem and the length of the root. Intercalary meristem is increasing the branches and the leaves, right? So that is the intercalary meristem. Now let us look at the third type, that is the lateral meristem. So what is the lateral meristem actually doing? Right? So I hope you understood what is the intercalary meristem, right? So if you want, I can draw the figure separately if you have any doubts in nodes and internodes. See, this is generally how the stem of a plant look like. So these regions are nodes and these regions are internodes, right? So if you look at it, this is how the branches arise. This is how the leaves will also arise, right? So it actually helps in the growth of the branches, branch formation, and also helps in the growth of the leaves, right? Okay. Now let us look at the lateral meristem. So what do you think the lateral meristem do? Because you already saw primary growth is handled by apical meristem, and the growth of branches and leaves and twigs is handled by the intercalary meristem. So what is left now? The increase in width is left, right? Which we were talking as the secondary growth. So this lateral meristem will cause an increase in the root or stem girth. What is this girth? Girth is nothing but the thickness, or we can say the circumference of the bark. Let us look at this tree. So what do you think would be the thickness, or what do you think is the circumference of this bark? So this circumference of the bark is known as girth. Now as a plant grows, this circumference also increases. That means the girth of the plant increases. Now when this tree was just planted as a small plant, maybe the girth was something like this. Now gradually, with due course of time, it underwent growth, and as a result the diameter of the bark increases, or the circumference increases, right? So this is the secondary growth. So the secondary growth is handled by the lateral meristem. So the lateral meristem causes an increase in the root and stem girth. So it doesn't only happen with the stem, it also happens with the root. You will see that for a newly planted plant, if you take it out, you will see that the roots are very tiny and thin. But if you look at a tree like this, you just cannot pluck it out. It is so difficult because the roots are thick and strong enough, right? So this secondary growth is handled by lateral meristem. Now in lateral meristem also we have two types. One is, now the lateral meristem, there is another name for lateral meristem, which is cambium. The lateral meristem is also known as cambium. So this lateral meristem is actually handling the secondary growth, right? So there are two types of lateral meristem. One is vascular cambium and the other one is cork cambium. So at this level we will not get into the detail of vascular cambium and cork cambium, but I'll just like to mention you what is the purpose, what is the difference between a vascular cambium and a cork cambium. Now vascular cambium is responsible for the internal growth of the girth, because whenever I am talking about cambium, I am just talking about the increase in girth. So the vascular cambium is responsible for internal growth, and the cork cambium is responsible for the external growth. So if you want to see where does these two different types of cambium lie, you can just look at this picture. So this is a portion of the root of a big tree. So if you cut the root from between, if you just take a portion of the root, it will look somewhat like this. It will have these kind of rings You would have heard those people of archaeology, they are looking at this rings. By counting these number of rings, they do some calculation and they can tell how old this tree is, right? So this is how a bark actually looks like with so many rings. Now when I say cork cambium is this outer layer, this layer which you see in dark blue, right? So this outer layer is the cork cambium, which causes an increase in growth externally. So this cork cambium increases and therefore the width increases. Whereas the vascular cambium is this layer in light blue. You can see a layer in light blue, right? This arrow is pointing to this light blue layer. So this light blue layer will keep on increasing internally. So this will cause an increase in internal growth. So the vascular cambium will keep increasing internally. Cork cambium will keep increasing externally. And as a result, the width of the tree or the girth of the root will increase. So this vascular cambium and cork cambium together causes the secondary growth in a plant, right? So I hope you understood the three types of meristematic tissue. That what are the three types of meristems? The first was apical meristem, which is present at apex and it causes primary growth, that is, it causes increase in length. Second was intercalary, which is present at the internodes and it results in branch formation at the nodes. The third is lateral meristem or the cambium, which causes secondary growth because it increases the girth of the root or stem. So here again we have two types: vascular cambium, which causes internal growth, and cork cambium, which causes the external growth. Correct? Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.